In the 3 seconds between swiping your credit card and hearing that beep, your transaction travels through 7 different companies, crosses 4 banks, and gets approved or denied by an algorithm that checks 300 data points. And that's just the beginning. By the end of this video, you'll understand the invisible infrastructure behind every purchase you make, and why this system costs someone money every single time. Even when you pay your bill in full. Let's break down what actually happens, millisecond by millisecond. First, let's meet the 7 parties involved in every single transaction. Number 1, you, the cardholder. Number 2, the merchant, the store, or business. Number 3, the merchant's bank, called the acquiring bank. Number 4, the payment processor, the invisible middleman. Number 5, the card network, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or Amex. Number 6, your bank, called the issuing bank. And number 7, an algorithm called the fraud detection system. All 7 of these work together in under 3 seconds. Here's how. Phase 1, data capture, 0 to 200 milliseconds. The moment you swipe, insert, or tap your card, the payment terminal reads your card's magnetic stripe, chip, or NFC signal. Here's what it's actually reading. Your 16-digit card number, which isn't random. The first digit identifies the card network. 6 means Discover. 4 is Visa. 5 is MasterCard. 3 is American Express. The next 5 digits identify your specific bank. The following 9 digits are your unique account number. And the last digit? That's a check digit. It's calculated using something called the Loon algorithm to catch typos. The terminal also reads your expiration date, the CVV code from the magnetic stripe or chip, not the 3 digits on the back, but a different encrypted code and something called a cryptogram, which is a one-time code that proves this isn't a cloned card. All of this data gets bundled into an authorization request, basically a message that says, "Can this person spend $47.82? And now the race begins." Phase 2, the journey, 200 to 800 milliseconds. Your transaction is now digital data, and it needs to reach your bank. But it doesn't go directly there. Stop 1, the payment processor. First, it goes to the merchant's payment processor. This is a company like Square, Stripe, or First Data. Their job is to translate the terminal's message into something the card networks can understand and to route it to the right place. Think of them as the post office sorting facility for money. Next, it hits the merchant's bank, the acquiring bank. They're the ones who will eventually deposit money into the merchant's account. But right now, they're just adding their stamp of approval and forwarding it along. Stop 3, the card network. Now we reach the big players, Visa or MasterCard. These aren't banks, they're networks. Their job is to figure out which bank issued your card and route the authorization request there. Visa processes an average of 65,000 transactions per second. Your request is one of them. They check their database, find your issuing bank, and send your authorization request there. All of this happens in about half a second. Phase 3, the decision, 800 to 2,000 milliseconds. Your bank, the issuing bank, now has your authorization request. And in the next 1.2 seconds, they have to make a decision, approve or decline. But they're not just checking if you have enough money. They're checking over 300 different variables. Here's what's being evaluated in real time. Check number 1, available credit. Do you have enough credit available? If your limit is $5,000 and you've already spent $4,800 and you're trying to buy something for $300, declined. Check number 2, account status. Is your account in good standing? Are you past due on payments? Is your account frozen or closed? Check number 3, transaction pattern analysis. Here's where it gets interesting. Your bank has been building a profile of your spending behavior. They know where you normally shop, what time of day you usually spend, how much you typically spend, what categories you buy from, what geographic areas you're usually in. If you normally spend $30 at coffee shops in Seattle, and suddenly there's a $3,000 charge at an electronics store in Miami at 3 a.m., the algorithm flags it. Check number 4, fraud scoring. Every transaction gets a fraud score between 0 and 100. This is calculated by machine learning models that have analyzed billions of fraudulent transactions. High-risk factors include first time at this merchant, unusual amount, different country or state, multiple rapid transactions, high-risk merchant category like gift cards or wire services. If your score is too high, declined or sent for manual review. Check number 5, velocity checks. How many transactions have you made in the last hour? Last 24 hours? Banks set limits. If you've swiped your card 15 times in an hour across 8 different merchants, that's suspicious. Check number 6, merchant risk profile. Is this merchant known for fraud? Have other cardholders disputed charges here? That factors in too. Check number 7, international restrictions. Did you tell your bank you're traveling? If not, and this charge is from another country, it might get declined for your protection. All of these checks happen simultaneously through parallel processing. The algorithm runs through everything in about 1 second. And then it makes a decision, approved or declined. Phase 4, the return journey, 2,000 to 3,000 milliseconds. Let's say you're approved. Your bank now sends back an authorization code, a unique 6-character code that proves they've agreed to pay for this transaction. This response travels back through the exact same chain, but in reverse. From your issuing bank, to the card network Visa or MasterCard, to the acquiring bank, through the payment processor, and finally to the merchant's terminal. Total time? Usually under 1 second for the return trip. The terminal receives the approval code and displays, approved. You hear the beep. You grab your coffee. The transaction feels complete. But here's the thing. The money hasn't actually moved yet. What you just experienced was authorization. The actual transfer of money, called settlement, happens later, usually 1 to 3 days later. Here's what happens behind the scenes. Step 1. Batching. At the end of each business day, the merchant sends a batch of all the day's authorized transactions to their payment processor. This is called clearing. Step 2. Interchange. The card networks now calculate the fees. Every transaction has an interchange fee, usually 1.5% to 3.5% of the transaction amount. This is the fee your bank charges the merchant's bank for the privilege of accepting credit cards. If you spent $50, roughly $1.50 to $1.75 goes to your bank. Another 10 to 20 cents goes to Visa or MasterCard as a network fee. And the payment processor takes their cut, maybe 10 to 30 cents. The merchant receives about $47.80 of your $50 purchase. Step 3. Settlement. Finally, 1 to 3 days after your purchase, the money actually moves. Your bank decreases your available credit by $50. The merchant's bank deposits the $47.80 into their account. And the transaction is complete. There were over 131 billion credit card transactions in the United States alone. And now you know exactly how it works.